What is going on, Dino Duelists? It's your boy, Amazing Mike Man, and I got first place in the 16-man qualifier event for GENESYS format. So it's 16 players, first and second place get their invite to a qualifier on Sunday. So I got first place in the 16-man, it's 4 rounds, single elimination. So I went undefeated for those 4 rounds, got my invite, and played in top 64, which was today. So in the Invitational, I played and I won my first round, and unfortunately I lost my second against Icarus. But I still look at it as a pretty good run. I got first place in that first tournament. I was on stream, check it out on day 1, YCS Anaheim stream. It's like somewhere in the middle. You can find me, I kicked ass. And yeah, so I'll go over my rounds real quick. Round 1, I played against Gemini OTK. I don't remember who won the die roll. He goes second, right? I made this crazy board, Dolka Lars, 4 negates plus like 4 nukes. And he couldn't play through it. And then same thing, game 2, I also made a crazy board. He like fooed me, I think, and I still made like a half board that still did the job, and I still was able to cook him. Round 2, Exo Sister. I lost a die roll, I went second, and I still won, 2-0'd Exo Sister as well. So I 2-0'd Gemini, 2-0'd Exo Sister, and I went to round 3, and I played against Megalith. I 2-0'd Megalith as well. I lost a die roll against Megalith, 2-0'd them, and then I played against Psychic Punk, and that was in the finals. You can find this match on stream. Unfortunately, they cut first game out of that 3-game match, so I did drop the game. That was 2-1. I won that die roll. I went first, kicked ass game 1. Game 2, I lost. It was just too strong of a board. I didn't see Dark Ruler or any of my significant breakers. Game 3, I won. I went first, and I kicked ass. Yeah, and then in today, top 64, I played against Dracotail Archmage. I won that die roll. I won 2-1. I won again 3. And then also I played against Vanquish Soul K9. Or no K9, sorry. Vanquish Soul, just Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul like shifter and stuff. And I won the die roll. I won game 1. I lost game 2. And then I got double fooed game 3. And you really don't want to give Vanquish Soul a fuck ton of draws, man. He like double fooed me. He chained, I went ground Xeno, add baby, pop baby, special Xeno Meteorus. And then he chained a baby, double Fua. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And then like every time I fucking special from deck or extra deck gets like fucking 2 draws. And I don't want to give him like a 10 draw hand. So my board was kind of and it was rough. But it was close actually, despite that, because my board was like a half board still. But he just had too much gas. Anyway, first off, before we get into anything, this deck is very high engine count, right? So we're not on Fossil Dig, so I want to maximize consistency. So I'm playing a fuck ton of engine cards, right? So we're on 3 Overraptor, 3 Baby, 3 Petite, 1 Miscellaneousaurus. Our boy Misks, And shout out to my girl, she made this for me. Shout out to Sierra. Yeah, so I'm maxing out on these guys because basically in order to see combo, you need to see baby or petite plus a way to pop them, and you just kind of pop off like crazy, right? Overraptor gets you babies, so like you Overraptor plus Ground Xeno is like full combo. And there's so many different combos in this deck. It's like you just kind of gotta like play with the hand you get because there's so many different gas cards. So that's like the just Dino gas package, and Archosaur is great because you can Arco banish. Misk. You can Misk banish, get Archosaur, Arco, pop one of the babies, get Pill, and go from there. For the JURRAC package, we're on 3 Stego, 3 Megalo, 2 Aeolo, 1 Titano. Now these are bricks, but the cool thing about JURRAC bricks is that they're JURRAC names. So when you do combo, because you're gonna have like 5 cards in your hand, eventually you're gonna get Megalo on field, and Megalo's effect is you can discard 2 cards including a JURRAC name, and draw 2. You can discard JURRAC spells and traps too, so it doesn't have to be a monster. So if you're bricking on these guys, discard them, draw 2 cards. It's pretty damn good. The fact that you can like fix your hands is like pretty nice. It does help with the fact that you are playing a couple bricks. We're on 43 cards, so that also helps. And I'm also maxing out on all gas or consistency cards. You can't play Fossil Dig because Fossil Dig is 40 points. Misk is 75 points, but everything else here is free. Overraptor's free, Baby's free, Petite's free. Ultimate Conductor is free. This is the JURRAC package. Stego is a 1-card combo. Megalo's great, you pop it, you send to Stero, and that's how you get one of them, but you can get the other 2 in rotation very easily. All you really need to do in order to get your full JURRAC combo online is you need to get 2 Asteros in rotation. Whether that's 1 in grave or 1 on field, or 2 in grave. At the bare minimum, you need 2 Asteros plus follow-up, and that's like the bare minimum board you can make in terms of JURRACs. But what you want to do is before you get into the JURRAC stuff, remember, Stego locks you into dinosaurs. So you want to actually make a Volzars with negates and use like this engine and more like Lost World, Ground Xeno, and like pop babies and pop off with like that stuff. Do that first, make like Cheng-Ying or like a Volzars, and then go into this stuff. So that's actually why I'm on Titano. Usually, I advise against playing Titano. So here's why I'm playing. when you normal summon Stego, normally the combo everyone plays is you activate its effect, pop itself, send Misk, special 4 level 1s. So you're going to summon these guys, right? And then Aeola will tribute, bring back Stego, and then you kind of sync for 5 there, make Velfito. And here, you would like tribute this, bring back Stego, right? Because you have one in the grave. And then here is a 10, or you could go sync for 6, which is better now that we have Hornbook Carnivores. But I'll get into that later. Point is, that's usually how you do it, and especially because this sends Misk. So you're going to send Misk, special 4 level 1s. That's pretty strong. However, the issue is you're using this engine first, the Dinosaur engine, and like having a Volzars. You're not going to have space to do full 4 zones, especially because there's no extra monster zone. It's really important to have Titano, and I'm on 2 UCT, because what you can do is when you have like this is for when you're going first and you want to make a crazy board, what you can do is you can normal summon Stego, activate effect, pop itself, send UCT, and special summon, ignore summoning conditions. So even though Titano cannot be special summoned, you still summon it. Special Titano, special one of the tuners, and then sync go 10. And then you get the field spell or the trap, whatever you need, and like continue comboing that way. It's pretty good. So, Jurrac, Dino stuff. Let's get into, this is like important key pieces you need to play. So 2 UCT, right? The reason I'm on 2, some people play 1. I usually play 1 in like Modern, but this Genesis list is very different. So let me go over the philosophy behind this list. I'm on very little non-engine. Most of my deck is just engine because, one, I mean, Misk is 75 points. You can't really afford that much good non-engine, and I'm not going to play these weird mediocre cards like, I don't know, like DD Crow and like Skullmeister and stuff like that. But not just that, man. You can't play Falsa Dig. Falsa Dig is 40 points, Misk is 75, so you have to maximize consistency. So I built this and I said, fuck it, dude. I'm just going to go all in on the Dinosaur and Jurrac engine and not even worry about it and just hope engine is enough. And engine, like the Dinosaur engine is really strong. So usually when you're building like dinosaurs, you want to make space for like the like in like TCG, you want to make space for like the fossil digs, and you have to like cut a lot of stuff and make a lot of concessions. Like in TCG, bro, you can't play this many babies. So you have to like cut a bunch, and it just sucks because like dinos don't really feel like dinos. You're playing like Jurrac, and you're not really as consistent. You're like really hoping your hand traps put in a lot of work. But here, it feels awesome because you're actually able to like use your Dinosaur and your Jurrac engine to the fullest and make crazy boards like a lot more consistently than in TCG, even though you don't have Fossil Dig, because you're just like, you're playing a lot of these gas cards, Lost World, Volcano, Ground Xeno, Dark Hole, which Dark Hole is a combo piece, we'll get into that. It's not just a board breaker. Anyway, I'm on 2 UCT. Usually in like, you'd like play 1 in like Jurrac, in pure Jurrac, because you really just want it for the OTK, for the push to kill. You don't want it on part of your end board because you're gonna nuke your end board. Like, you're gonna kill your own UCT, and your end board is strong enough. Like 4 nukes is hard to play through, so I like to hold my UCTs. Even here, even in this list, I don't summon UCT as part of my end board. I instead have 1 to send off of Stego, and then another 1 in hand or in deck that I can summon in the follow-up to go for game if I need to. If you Stego for Misk and you don't even end up using Titano, that's fine. Then you have 2 UCTs in the grind. So 2 UCT, 1 Pank. Pankertops is 10 points. So here we have 85 points here. We're on the 1 of Doggeran. It's searchable. It's good to have it in the main deck, so we're kind of prepared for everything for game 1. Even though, yes, we want to go first. But like if we see it, we can just pitch it with a Jurrac and draw 2 cards. That's my logic with a lot of the breaks. So like, dude, if we see it, fuck it, dude. We'll just try to pitch it. So we're on Xeno and Frost. I think Frost is mandatory. So Xeno obviously is mandatory if you're going to be on Ground Xeno. But Frostosaurus, man, so many people are not on the vanilla. I think it's so important because it lets you, it increases the power level of your plays. You're able to do so much more. Your Xeno Meteor, you could pop a baby and continue popping off, right? And then that's gonna usually help you get to a rank 4, like a Dolka or Logia. And then this, you overlay, you can make a rank 6. You can either make Lars. I like to make this card called Drillingnathus instead of Lars. Drillingnathus is crazy. It lets you recycle Misk. It lets you bring back your banished Misk. And then when you eventually blow up the field with this guy, with like Meteor or Impact or whatever, you can activate the effect, shuffle the vanilla back in deck, special summon him back to the field, right? And that's good. Now your Xenometeorus is in grave. Eventually you might nuke again with another Meteor or whatever. Bring back Xenometeorus because you bring back a tuner, right? On your turn, you have Misk in the graveyard because you recycled it. Then you could banish Misk and another dinosaur, summon a baby or petite, Xeno pop baby. Remember, you shuffled back Frost. Boom, and now in the simplified game state, now you make Lars. And now it's like a death sentence for the opponent because this is like the aftermath of after you nuke the field. Like, it's a very simplified game state. And now they have to deal with the 2-negate boss monster. If they had breakers, they were using it to break your initial board, so they're not going to come back from here. And I'm on the 1 Archosaur. The reason I'm on the 1 Archosaur, I'm also on 1 pill, is because we're on a lot of normal summons. Some people like to play 2 Archosaur. I'm like, hell no, dude, I'm play 1. And the reason I'm also on 1 pill, because, and some people used to play 2 back in like scrap dinos and stuff. You used to play like 2 pills. The reason you would do that is so if you draw one, you could still combo. But like we have so many other ways to combo with Icarus. You really only need one. So like if we do see a pill, it's not the end of the world. We have other means to combo and to get to our end board. However, there are going to be weird hands where you have OV plus baby and like, I don't know, maybe the other cards in your hand are like non-engine or unplayable, and you need this to combo off. Or maybe like Misk plus baby, Misk plus petite. Like these are all 2-card combos that are only possible if you play the one Icarus or the one pill. So you're going to have a lot more situations where this enables your combo as opposed to the situations where this will break your hand. So I think it's good to run. And yeah, so this makes a lot of these things combo. Basically, OV search Misk, Misk banish, summon level 1, summon Icarus, Arcopot baby, baby get pill, right? And pretty much different variations with like that. Or you could just draw it, boom. Like these are all 2-card combos. Now that is the monster count. We are on 3 Lost World, 3 Volcano. We also run 6 field spells. All of these are both like really strong broken field spells. And then we're on 3 Ground Xeno, 3 Dark Hole, 3 Dark Ruler, Pill Impact. All right, so our spells are like really powerful and they combo so well with baby. So not only does OV and Misk combo with the babies, but like all 12 of these cards combo with the babies. Especially Ground Xeno. Ground Xeno is like the best one here. Like this is the strongest. Let's say you go, Dark Hole is good going first. I keep this card in going first when I side. You might be thinking, Amazing Mike Man, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Dark Hole going first? Actually, in my game 3 of the match on the live stream, I did keep Dark Hole in going first, and it clutched me a fucking dub. All right, so Dark Hole going first is good. Let me elaborate, right? So you're gonna have awkward hands with like baby petite or something, and like maybe Dark Hole. So like, and there's not that many hand traps in this format. Like not really. A lot of people are choosing not to play it, to spend like their points on engine. And even if they do, bro, I played against someone who drolled me and DD crowed me, and I pushed through that. And if you've ever played dinosaurs ever in the past, you know how much of a death sentence droll and DD crow is for dinos. They DD crow the Misk, and they droll you after you search with OV or something. And you're like, fuck, what do I do? Bro, not this guy. Look, man, I remember the game exactly. I literally, I got drolled off of Ground Xeno. I'm like, sure, OV sends Misk, I'm chilling. They DD crow the Misk. Okay, what do? I make Drill Ignathus, bring back the Misk, and then I still had like a crazy combo. I think I still ended on like, Dolka plus 2 or 3 nukes. I didn't have like the full 4 nuke setup, but I did have follow-up too, because I recycled the Misk. Yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is like, this is good because it fixes bad hands where you have like babies or something. You could actually just summon a baby, activate Dark Hole. Or, even better, Lost World plus Dark Hole plus any normal summon dinosaur. It could be a YOLO. Like, you normal summon a YOLO, give the opponent a token, Dark Hole, Lost World effect, protect the token. You're chilling, right? So, Dark Hole's great. Lost World is of course great. This has a lot of good interactions, especially with Direct Meteor. So, this is a ruling that came up today, and it's really important if you're going to play this deck that you know how this works. If you activate Lost World and you give the opponent a token, and you summon Direct Meteor, which is effect is you destroy all cards in the field, right? You're going to destroy Lost World and the token. You can use, in the resolution of the effect, you can use Lost World to destroy a dinosaur in your deck instead of the token. But basically I have sources, the head judge ruled in my favor that yes, you can use Lost World to protect a dinosaur in deck if Lost World and the token were to both be destroyed simultaneously, because the dinosaur in deck being destroyed is not marked for destruction, so it's eligible to be used as a destruction substitution. So that's really good, because what that can do is when you have Lost World and your end board is nukes and you're nuking the field, Lost World will protect the token, you destroy a baby or petite, and depending on the situation, do you already have follow-up? If you already have follow-up, you can pop a petite, get pank, and you have a panker tops on top of all your other interruption. Or, if you don't have follow-up, this gives you that follow-up, because you can pop a baby, special a baby, and then you're floating through the babies, because every time you nuke, you pop a baby until you get to your last one, you summon OV, and then you get your combo pieces, and you just go off from there, right? So this gives you access to babies on the opponent's turn to access your engine. Volcano gives you access to the direct engine, lets you pop the babies. See how like all of these cards right here let you pop the babies, and that's why I'm on 3 baby, 3 petite, and all of these cards, because that's what you need to be popping babies as much as possible to get to your desired end boards, which I mean at bare minimum is like 3 nukes plus follow-up. Because if you have 2 Asteros, I guess I didn't cover this earlier, but the reason why having 2 Asteros in rotation, either 1 on field, 1 in grave, or 2 in grave, whatever, and plus follow-up is the bare minimum, is because your second Astero gives you your third Astero. What do I mean by that? You basically, let's say you have 2 Asteros in grave and some Jurracs, right? Let's pretend this is my graveyard. Okay. Opponent's turn. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Astero effect. Banish, banish, summon Meteor, right? Meteor's gonna nuke the field. This is banish the graveyard. Nuke the Meteor's gonna go ahead and nuke the field, destroy everything, revive a tuner, right? Megalo. And then they continue to play, they push through that one thing. Sure, no problem. Astero effect, banish itself a Meteor, summon another Meteor. Meteor effect, destroy everything, including my Megalo. Megalo effect, because it's destroyed, send Astero. You send Astero. And then now you have your third Meteor. So you can go Astero effect, banish itself Meteor, summon your final Meteor, Meteor, nuke, special summon Megalo, and then you follow up. Because then you could OV, pop this, bring something back, and kind of go from there. Anyway, these all help you pop a baby and just combo off. They're all really good. Volcano helps you pop a baby. It's also can summon Meteor on the opponent's turn. The effect where your opponent needs to activate 4 monster effects to summon Meteor. This is a very like deceptive effect where a lot of like bad players will read this and think, oh no, I have like this card sucks. The opponent's never going to play into this. It's like, dude, you're not using it for that effect. Like that effect is bad. If you're going full combo, you want to you have 3 Meteors in your extra deck, right? You want to summon them through Astero because Astero doesn't have a condition. You can do this at any point during your opponent's turn. This, however, your opponent can just play around. So I'm not going to build my end board around, okay, I need to use this first Meteor to get max value. No, you don't. To get max value, you just need to resolve Astero 3 times. And that's actually quite easy to do. So yeah, in terms of breakers, we have Dark Hole, we have Dark Ruler. Dark Ruler can be bad going first, and we're going to always choose to go first. But worst case scenario, you could discard it off of Megalo, or you can like pop it off of Stego. Remember, for those of you that don't know, Stego says you can destroy 1 card you control, send a dinosaur, and then special Jurracs from your deck, whose total levels equal the sent card, right? So we're going to have Stego effect, activate, destroy the Dark Ruler, and then you send, and then you special. This card's nuts, bro. Literally, Foolish Burial and Soul Charge from deck all in 1 card. So good, dude. Dark Ruler is fine if you go first. You could literally just discard it or use it as like something to pop off of Stego. And then when you go second, it's great. I mean, this clutched me versus Exosister and Megalith. This helped me when I went second. It's pretty good. And then we're on these. These are kind of bricks. Normally in like the old dinos, like a lot of people who played scrap dinos would remember, when you would make your end board, you would like pill, banish like Karibo or scrap Chimera, and then like summon UCT as part of your end board, so you have to play through a book of Eclipse on top of everything. What we do here, we don't do that. One, because we're playing so many, like, we don't even have any non-dinos to go into. There's no links. Yeah, there's no non-dinos to banish, right? Because we're playing a bunch of pure dinosaurs. So what I do instead is usually I'll make an Evolzar on my turn 1, hold it for the follow-up, and then on the follow-up, banish the Evolzar from my grave and a dinosaur, summon UCT, and that's pretty good. Or if you already have strong enough follow-up with access to Oviraptor, you don't, because Ovi can just search UCT. You don't even need to keep this in hand. So you could just pitch it off of Megalo. And then this is important because it gives you your 4th nuke, and it does matter. Like, it does make your end board so much stronger. And then if you do draw it, it's a Jurrac name. You can just pitch it. So it's pretty good. Another thing about Lost World, dude, giving your opponent the Lost World token is so good because there are no links in this format. They cannot link the token off. And if they have this, they cannot target monsters in the field with card effects. I literally destroyed a lot of people with this effect. Like, people would like against Dracotail, they'll try to target your stuff and like, you can't target, I have Lost World up. Vanquish Soul, right? Vanquish Soul needs to target their monsters on field. If there's a token on field, the opponent cannot target any monsters on either player's field except tokens of card effects. So this can really screw your opponent over, especially because they can't get rid of it. You know, they have to tribute someone over to some weird play like that. Alright guys, this is my extra deck. Check out this these super nice Meteor sleeves from the OCG. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We're going to be on, of course, 3 Astero and 3 Meteor. So Astero, for those of you who don't know, it sets a spell or trap on summon. Not once per turn, so if you summon 2, you can get impact and the field spell. And then also it negates a summon, so like inherent summons, like Synchros and Xyz, but not like effects that summon, so you won't be able to negate like a Monster Reborn or Polymerization, for example. And then also the effect why everyone plays this, why Fire King Jurrac plays this, you can banish itself in another Jurrac to summon Meteor from your extra deck and it's treated as a Synchro summon. Basically, it's a nuke on the opponent's turn. So good, I love this card. Meteor is also great, I love Meteor. And then this card, you can summon a tuner after, don't forget that, that comes up. And it's mandatory. So this card will always be Chainlink 1, which is very, very important because your opponent might might have some like chain links. They might chain to a Astero, and then that chain like might cause other trigger effects to happen. And they're going to think their turn player, they're chain link 1, but no, they're not. So Meteor's chain link 1, which is great because you want this to be chain link 1, because unless it's another, if your opponent has another mandatory effect, then they're going to be chain link 1. But if not, if this is the only mandatory effect, this will always be chain link 1. And that's really good because you just nuke everything, and like this is the last thing to happen. So if your opponent like chains like, I don't know, a card to summon something, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's all going to get destroyed at the end. We're on the 1 Velfito because Velfito is just there to climb. It doesn't really, like, its effect is irrelevant. And we're on Horn Brute Carnivorous. This guy's really good. His effect comes up. I was playing against Draco Tail Archmage in the top 64, and I was able to win because he attacked into this. And I had an Oviraptor in hand. I had Search previously, so I activated the effect. Summon Ovi from hand. Ovi effect, searched. I think I searched another Ovi for follow-up. And then I quick synced into Astero. So, and then I had like another, and then Astero could set, and I had another nuke. Because I set Impact, so in the draw phase I could nuke everything if he did. And then he was like, he obviously didn't want to attack into Astero because he had like a 3k, I think it was Artholion and like the other Draco Tail. And obviously they didn't want to attack into Astero because then Astero's going to be able to nuke again. So this is good for that. Also, when you go second, this can help facilitate OTKs. You can do pretty cool plays where you could like Stego could go and like bounce a Kaiju, like Doggoran, and then Stego will be in the graveyard. You bounce the Kaiju, and then this could summon the Kaiju. Or it could summon UCT, you don't have to banish stuff from Grave. You could summon Titano with this, because this ignores summoning conditions. So it's really good at putting damage. And also when you're going, when you're OTKing with this guy, you can just do 2,000, 17, and then sync Astero 25 more. So this doesn't come up super often, but in simplified game states where you just need to deal a fuck ton of damage, this is really good for that. Usually it's just like a nice level 6 to have in the Grave as an option. Remember, because you could always bring this back off of Meteor. That's actually, when I was talking about my Draco Tail Archmage thing, that's because I had nuked previously and Meteor had brought this back. That's why that game state was the way it was. Okay, I'm of course on Chengying. Now Chengying is so important because the problem with this deck is so much of my removal is literally UCT and Meteors and like a lot of stuff that just destroys and sends. So Chengying is really important to get rid of really problematic cards, like Fire King cards that trigger when they're destroyed, or just things that want to be in the graveyard. So this is really good. It pairs with your Astero, so if you pass on this, and then it's the opponent's turn, and you like, they're trying to play into your board, you activate Astero's effect. Because Astero's banishing, you can trigger this to banish cards. And then this cannot be destroyed by the nukes. Or it can, if you want, but basically you can use the effect to keep banishing shit from your grave to protect it. So this just stays on field, it gets bigger and bigger. It's really strong. It literally helps you answer a lot of situations. Oh, by the way, points. I forgot to mention. Dark Hole is 3 points. Misk, 75. Hank, 10. So this is like 85 plus 9, because these are 333. So that's going to be 94. This is 94 points. My last 3 points I spent on a Trishula. You know thinking, Trish, Michael, what is this? Tengu plant format? Are we in 2011? Yes. Tengu best format. No, not well. Tengu's up there. I fuck with Tengu, but Redo's lit, and so is Nexus. Nexus, the OCG format, is like really good. But Tengu's for sure a really good format. I fuck with Tengu. It gets a lot of unnecessary hate. Edison's overrated. I said it, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, Trishula. The reason I play this, dude, is because same reason as Chengying. Banishes, but Trishula banishes from hand too, hand, field, and grave, and yes, you can summon this. You're on all these level 4s and all these like level 1 tuners. You're on like 5 level 1 tuners and like 7 level 4 dinosaurs, because 3, and then the Misk. So you can easily just make a fucking Trish when you're breaking boards. I made Trish multiple times in this tournament, bro. I Trished the Megalith player, I Trished the Gemini player. Trish comes up and it just like eliminates their follow-up. They just can't come back. You know, especially if they have like 1 or 2 cards in hand and like, and then like something engraved, like key pieces that like your Meteors might not deal with. It's so good to go into this before you go into Meteor to nuke the field. Now, if you don't have the points to spend, another option would be a second Bilko, which I'll get into that in a second. We're gonna be on the Evolzar package. I mean, dude, these are just fucking awesome broken negates. Lars Dokalagia. You don't always. A lot of people are gonna try to resolve Xenometeorus and think, oh, I'm going to make Lars is going to be so broken. Dude, people are maining Kaijus, people are maining Dr. Luna more. This isn't always the best thing to make. It's usually better to make in the grind game. So it's sometimes instead what you're going to do is instead make Drill, bring back Misk, and then make one of these, right? Because then you're essentially still getting multiple negates, but or I guess Woodlog is one, but you bring back Misk, and then what's going to happen is it's like still interruption, but you have Misk for follow-up. And then keep in mind, plus the Jurrac stuff. You have to only do this if you can like also get Jurracs in rotation. But sometimes, depending on the matchup, Lars is better. Like if you're playing against like a fusion deck and you want to negate the fusion spells, Lars is really good. So it depends on the situation. So yeah, I mean, just the Bullseyes, not too much to talk about here. And then these are for when you're locked into dinosaurs, or just really cool pieces that a lot of people don't play. I think these are so powerful, dude. So drill, necessary, it recycles your Misk. It brings back any banish. So in like a weird like grind state, you can bring back an Astero that was properly summoned. You can bring back Meteor, you can bring back Dracostero, and then that's really good. You can bring back Pankratops, and the Pankratops can attack. So this is really good for helping you with OTKs. This is powerful, and it comes back after it's popped, which is pretty good. So if your opponent if you only need to nuke your opponent once, this is gonna stay on field and just a 3k guy. Now Grenosaurus. This guy can help you OTK. I'm not on Dugaris. Dugaris is 10. Actually, I don't remember how many points Dugaris is. I think it's 10. I could be wrong. But I remember Dugaris has points now, so I'm not on Dugaris. But you don't even need Dugaris. You really don't. This helps you OTK. Helps you put a lot of damage. If it's popped, you can target a card on the field, destroy it, and burn your opponent for 1,000. Sometimes you could like pop your own Megalo and burn them for 1,000. Maybe they have a card that like survives destruction protection once, and then you could pop that card, burn for 1,000. He's good to make when you are Dino locked by Stego, because there's not too many other good options. But usually you're using him for the effect that if he's popped, you pop a card. So if you're breaking a board, this comes up because, remember, all your things pop dinosaurs. You're on Dark Hole, you're on Volcano, you're on Xenometeorus, which pops a dinosaur you control. So UCT pops this. You have a lot of ways to pop this, and then when you do pop this, target a card and help and break your opponent's board. So, side deck, we got 3 Cosmic, 3 Hatrunade. So these guys are for back row decks, like Eldritch and stuff like that. This is for when you go second, bouncing all the sets is pretty good. This is for more face-up continuous things that are problematic. So I'm just on 3 of 3 of each of these. Banishing is just really good, especially because like, you know, you don't want to trigger or put like certain spells and traps in the graveyard that the opponent could just like have graveyard effects. So this is really high value. And this can just help you OTK and get a lot of problems out of the way. Queen of the Blazing Domain. This card is 0 points. Now, unfortunately, it didn't come up today at all, but it does come up. For those of you that don't know, its effect is you can destroy 2 cards, up to 2. You're going to be destroying 2 cards. Don't summon this if you can only destroy 1. But you need to destroy 2 cards you control, including a face-up spell trap. Brother, we are on 6 continuous spells, one of which is searchable. Or, sorry, we are on 6 field spells, one of which is searchable. So, how do you summon this? Well, do it before Stego, or even Xenometeorus, because they will lock you into dinosaurs, dragons, sea serpents, whatever. How you're going to summon this is you're going to destroy the field spell plus a baby, and then this is really good as part of your end board, because when you have your Asteros and you nuke the field, this cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it's going to survive all your nukes, and then not just that, it has a continuous effect, but you have to destroy 2 cards in order to get the effect. Basically, any monster sent from your opponent's field to the graveyard is banished. So your meteors that are nuking everything, you're banishing all the cards on the field, and then this just stays there. They need to deal with this. This demands an answer. So this is like really strong versus shit like Fire King when you go first, and it's like. But also you might be wondering, oh, but Amazing Mike Man, what do I do if I don't draw a field spell? Well, luckily for you, my friend, we play an extra deck monster that searches us field spells. So you can make this through Xenometeorus. Just don't use Xenometeorus' effect to pop a baby. Just use it as a level 6 tuner. Synchro, make your Astero during your regular Dino combos, set the field spell, and then summon this. And then continue to pop off from there. Because you're usually popping a baby with this to continue extending. So this is like really strong when you go first against decks that are hurt by this. It just makes your board like really hard to help. So I'm going second stuff. Kaiju. I'm mining 1, so 4 Kaijus plus 3 Dark Ruler, no more. I really want to break boards. That's what this deck does. I'm not on too many hand traps. You really don't have the points for them. But yeah, I mean, just Kaijus, bounce them with Stego. That comes up a lot. 2 DD Crow and 1 Giant Rex. So the 2 DD Crow, this is for pretty much anything that like has really pesky graveyard effects that the Jurrac engine and like the Dinosaur engine just can't really deal with. So that's why I really do think like Cheng-Ying and Trish are so important, because our engine can only do so much. So this you need to draw, but these cards you don't need to draw. You can access these through your engine. That's why, especially Trish, like people will like dismiss Trish. I think Trish is like really good because there are just like pesky cards that like you need to out. This doesn't non-targeting banish, bro, like on summon. So this really helps you deal with certain situations. This also is non-targeting banish. So like these guys right here, they come up. It's really important to have stuff to deal with like banishing removal, because the rest of your deck just doesn't. I mean, you could like kaiju. It's another way to deal with problem cards, and you could also kaiju twice in the same turn by crashing your Stego into it, and then Stego will bounce your kaiju again. So there's like certain ways to deal with problematic things that your meteors can't deal with. So these are really important. But Crow, also, if you have them, they can help you deal with certain situations. Now, I actually want to cut Giant Rex and play 3 Crow. But I don't know, Giant Rex came up for me in the last match, so I don't know. But the reason I'm on Giant Rex is for shifter decks. If they shifter you, you can like OV send Giant Rex and then make like a Logia and kind of have like this weird half board and pass. But it's like there could be an argument like, dude, they're probably just gonna play through a Logia anyway. Or Dolko anyway. What's the point of even doing that? But I'm like, I made the worst fucking turn 1 board against someone who shifted me, and in this tournament it was the Vanquishable player, and I did lose the match, but game 1 I did win. He shifted me, and my hand was like fucking baby Misk. Oh, baby Dark Hole Misk and Xeno Meteorus. It was like this weird awkward hand where it would pop off like crazy. Like, dude, if it was my turn, I would have set like if it was my turn. Sorry, if there was no shifter, I would have like summon or set baby, Dark Hole pop baby, and then Xeno trigger. It would have gone crazy. And then also you could just go Misk, banish, get Arco, pop pill, pop baby, get pill, and then trigger Xeno in hand. Like, there's so many different lines. But unfortunately, shifter fucked all that up, man. So what I had to do is like I couldn't just pass. So what I did is I made the fucking shittiest end board, bro. I normal summon baby, Dark Hole, banish my baby, summon Xeno Meteorus from hand because the card was destroyed. It doesn't have to go to the graveyard for Xeno Meteorus. So summon Xeno from hand, activate Xeno effect, destroy the baby in hand. That baby, the second baby gets banished. Summon Frost, end on Lars pass. It was something, and it was actually enough to stop the opponent. And then and my only card in hand was baby. So I had a Lars. I used both the materials to stop him from playing. And he had like, and then I drew for turn. I had Misk, and then I drew baby. And then literally Misk plus baby, he couldn't stop it. And then I just pop off from there. So Giant Rex is kind of similar, where like maybe a Dolka would be enough to stop the opponent. I mean, shit, a Lars was, and Lars has 2 negates, Dolka's 2 negates, maybe. So I might keep this. But DD Crow didn't come up too much at all, actually. But it's still, I just don't think I saw it. But the theory stands. Yeah. So I think I'm actually going to keep Giant Rex inside. Thanks for checking out the profile, guys. I appreciate your support. Peace out, man.